Hello, I am John from Tech Growth Marketing, and today I'm going to talk you through why your Facebook ads for your MSP aren't working. Additionally, I'm going to tell you how you can make them work for you, so make sure you stick around to the end to find out everything you need to know about Facebook ads and your MSP. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to avoid when running the Facebook ads, which you might already be doing. Or if you're not running ads, you'll know what to avoid so you don't waste time doing that. And you'll also know essentially how to make the ads work for you and how to make them effective for you. So currently in your current situation, let's say you run some ads, you put a bit of money behind it, you probably did it yourself or something like that, and as a result, you just never got any return from it. You never got any sort of tangible benefit from it. You didn't see the value, and therefore you probably came to the conclusion that Facebook ads don't work, advertising doesn't work for my business. And there's a reason that you got to that point in time, okay? I'm going to tell you those reasons. So first off, wrong platform, right? So you as an MSP, you're a B2B business. You are not a B2C business. Facebook excels at B2C. That is business to consumer, okay? Other platforms excel at B2B. For example, LinkedIn, fantastic for B2B, therefore usually better for running ads for MSPs. Not to say Facebook won't work, and I'm obviously going to tell you how you can make it work in a minute, because you can, and I have seen companies do it, okay? So first off, you're probably in the wrong place, you're on the wrong platform, and that's why the ads didn't work for you. Second, incorrect messaging. This is huge, and nearly every single MSP I talk to does exactly this, and you probably do it as well, unless you're in the top maybe 5% of MSPs I see avoiding this. And that's the incorrect messaging. A lot of MSPs always just shout about their services. We do Office 365, we do an element of cybersecurity as part of our services, we do this, we do that, and they start talking in tech speak. Now, your ideal client, the people who you want to work with, they do not care about which platforms you use, about which services you offer, about how you're going to resolve their problems. They don't care about any of it. All they care about is how you are going to make their lives easier and come up with systems and things that are going to make their workforce more efficient and productive. That's what they actually care about. So the reason they probably didn't go well, the ads, if you have tried them, is because your messaging was probably off, and you're probably talking about yourself instead of them, and you're probably talking about your services instead of the benefits to the people watching it. That is a finite art, don't get me wrong, it's not quite that simple, but that's generally what most people get wrong. The people who take that on board and amend their approach are the ones who see success. Next reason why Facebook ads for your MSP didn't work very well, probably you didn't have enough budget. So I've actually genuinely spoken to people who have said that they ran an ad campaign, and I'm like, okay, tell me how it went, tell me what, like all the figures. And they say that they spent £10 on Facebook ads and they didn't see a result. It's like, well, yeah, of course you didn't see a result, you didn't have any budget. So to be able to acquire clients, a few things need to happen on the side of Facebook. Firstly, it needs to know that you're committed. So you're not just the Mickey Mouse one-man band who's putting in tenner just to see if it works maybe. Because obviously it's not going to prioritize you as a customer. Facebook's a business. Facebook wants to know that it's working with businesses, business owners. So you need a business profile as opposed to a personal profile that you're running ads from. That's the first thing. Secondly, it needs to know that you're going to spend money on their platform, because that's all they want. That's how they operate. That's how they make money. So if you spend £10, they're not going to put you ahead of their competition who's spending £1,000 a day. And also, it takes time for Facebook to learn who the best people are to put your ad in front of to give you the best results, because ultimately they do want you to get results because that makes them more money. You keep spending more money. But £10 is simply not enough money. A low budget is simply not enough money. Another reason that it hasn't worked is probably because you just did not spend enough budget on the platform to make Facebook even think about pushing your ads enough in front of the right people, or to give it enough data for the algorithm to figure out how it's going to work for you. Another reason that the Facebook ads didn't work for you is probably low quality leads. So Facebook is good at getting you low quality, so you get loads of leads in high quantity, but they're low quality. So they're like business owners who are one-man bands, they're like someone who does something on the side maybe, etc., etc. And as a result, they don't have much money to give you. So it'll be a 1 user or a 2 user sort of setup maybe, instead of a company with 50 users that's obviously way more lucrative for your business. So you're just aiming your sights too low. And if you were using something like LinkedIn, for example, you could aim higher because you could specify, I want to see business owners and they need to have a company of at least 50 staff or something. And that way you know your ads are going in the right place. So that's another reason and a common thing with LinkedIn. Additionally, another reason is quite simply, you did it yourself and you do not have the skills required to run LinkedIn ads. So there are people who dedicate their whole lives to running marketing campaigns, to running LinkedIn campaigns, and they do it day in, day out for hundreds of clients over and over and over again. And then you come to market with your small budget thinking, I can nail this, I'll watch a YouTube video, problem sorted. You come in, set up a campaign, which is fairly easy, anyone can do it, and then you press go and it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because you're up against people who dedicate their lives to this. Do you think you're going to win? Of course you're not. It's like going to a business owner and they say, well, I'm going to do all my IT systems and my security myself because I can just Google it and it'll be fine. Of course they can't do it, they need you. So that's another reason you probably did it yourself instead of outsourcing it. Even if you did outsource it, these other reasons are probably why it didn't work. If it didn't work if you outsourced it, but a very common thing is I see people, they just tried it themselves and they simply do not have the skill set required, both technical and sort of strategic beyond the technical side, because there's a lot that isn't technical that meant that it wasn't successful for them. So this all sounds pretty like dire. Does it ever work? Will it ever work? I mean, Facebook ads can work, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly how they can work and how you can make them work for you. Are they the most efficient thing for your business? Probably, in my opinion, no. In my opinion, LinkedIn ads are better because you are B2B and LinkedIn is a B2B platform. However, you can utilize Facebook ads to your advantage. And the best way to do so is with something called remarketing. So if you are not familiar with what remarketing is whereby someone has shown an interest in your business. You've either got their email address because they got in contact with you, maybe you had a free white paper giveaway or something and they gave you their details that way, or maybe they just visited your website. Now, someone who's done those things, taken those actions, you can then target them and keep putting ads in front of those very specific people. And you can do that on platforms like Google with Google Search Network. So you know when you're on a website and then you see an advert on the side, that's probably the Google Display Network. And you can remarket to people that way, or you can remarket on Facebook. And by doing that, you know that the ads you're putting forward are going to people who actually have an interest in your business. So your ad spend goes way further and the chance of you getting a higher quality lead are a lot higher. So remarketing is generally the best way to utilize Facebook. Now, I would highly recommend you tie that in with a different campaign. So Facebook should actually be like a subsidiary sort of campaign tagged onto your main campaign. The main campaign, I would always say, at present, 2020 going into 2021, I would say LinkedIn is what you need to focus on. I wouldn't even say Google because everybody does it. I would say LinkedIn and then use remarketing through Google and remarketing through Facebook. And that is how you can make Facebook ads work for you and actually bring in new clients for your MSP. Now, obviously, I've just given you a load of information. I appreciate it might be a little bit overwhelming, but that's basically why ads don't work time and time again. I guarantee if you ran ads and they didn't work, it was one of those reasons. In fact, I can probably tell you that personally within about 2 minutes of asking you questions, probably even less. So if you do want a one-to-one conversation with me, that's entirely fine. All you need to do, there's a link in the description below. So if you follow that link, it'll take you to our website. You can fill out an application form. A member of our team will give you a call, and what will happen is they can set you up with a free consultation call with me, whereby basically I'll go through your business, your exact situation, and help you figure out what the best strategy for you would be. It varies depending on a lot of different factors, but basically we can tell you that entirely for free. No obligation, you just basically get a free marketing plan essentially just by filling out an application form. So make sure you take advantage of that, as I say, link in the description below. And make sure you press subscribe, because this channel is purely dedicated to MSPs and tech companies and how you can grow them with effective marketing. So if you are obviously a business owner, if you're still watching it, I imagine you are, otherwise you just like watching random videos on random topics. Subscribe, because you're going to get a lot of value out of this channel. So thank you very much for watching. I'm John of Tech Growth Marketing, and I'll see you again soon.